So the problem we've got with this question is that the first problem we've got is that, or the main problem we've got is that the units are different. So we want to convert the units. Now I would probably suggest to convert the smaller unit first. Well, not the smaller unit, the larger unit, the smaller number. So because that, so I'll show you why to do that, because I'll do it both ways, and I'll show you why doing it this way is better. But if we say let's make that, let's make my pen really thin. Actually, I'll make it a different color as well. So that's 200 centimeters. So remember, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 2 meters would be 200 centimeters. Now, when it says as a fraction of, you just, all you do is you take this and you put it over that. So that's the, and when we do this, it means that that would be the numerator, and this one would be the denominator. So it's 50 centimeters over, but we're going to, actually I should probably really circle this one, but they're both the denominator, only that one was the wrong unit. So I can do that. And then we would have to simplify it. So we've simplified fractions before. That's something we have been doing. Both, in fact, let me just pause the video here and see if you can remind me how to simplify this. Okay, so this is the answer. So when you simplify fractions, you don't have to go, you can do it in stages. So we thought, oh, we can divide both by 2. We've got 25 over 100. We can divide both of these, top and bottom, by 5. So we get 25 becomes 5, and 100 becomes 20 when you divide them both by 5. And both of these two can be divided by 4. Okay, sorry, by 5. So you get 5 divided by 5 is 1, 20 divided by 5 is 4. And these two numbers cannot be divided by anything else. I mean, 1 is as small as it gets, so we know that we've simplified it at that stage. So the answer would be 1/4. But there is a shortcut. Obviously, you could go straight from this to this, and that is because 200 we know is 2 lots of 100, and we know 100 is 2 lots of 50. So we know that 100 can be divided by 50, so that would mean that 200 can also be divided by 50. So we could have jumped straight to here. So 50 over 200, well, 200 divided by 50 is 4, because 50, 100, 150, 200. So we would put the 4 at the bottom because I divided it by 50. And at the top, well, that's just going to be 1, of course, because 50 divided by 50 is 1. So look out for those shortcuts. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all of this. And I'm going to pause the video, erase all of it, and then we're going to have a go at a similar question and see if you can do it yourself. So the new question is 40 centimeters as a fraction of 5 meters. So we'll see how much you can remember from the previous question, which is basically exactly the same. What did we do first, and how did we eventually come up with the answer to the simplest form? Okay, so yeah, you jumped straight to, you knew that it's going to be 40 over 500 because this one here is 500 centimeters. So we put them both in centimeters, basically. Okay, so what's next? So in the middle of simplifying this, we've worked out we can divide it both by 10, and we're trying to decide whether or not this is fully simplified. Well, I'll tell you it's not, and it's got something to do with the 4 and this 0. What does the 4 and the 0 tell us? What do the two numbers have in common, 4 and 0? Right, so if they are even numbers, and if they are even numbers, we can divide them both by 2. So we just need to think what is 4 divided by 2 and what is 50 divided by 2. Okay, and then you can have a think about that. What do you reckon? Okay, good. So divide 4 by 2, we get 2. Divide 50 by 2, we get 25. And we are now done because 2 can only be divided by 2, or 1, of course, but that wouldn't do anything. And 25 can definitely not be divided by 2 because it is an odd number. And so we're done at that point. Okay, so once again, the 40 was the numerator, and the 5, or actually the 500, was the denominator. And so whenever we write something as a fraction of something else, that's what it means. It means what proportion of this is that, I suppose. So if I had, I guess, if I've got £100 and I give £30 to a friend, what fraction of the 100 did I give to my friend? It would be 30 over 100, and you could simplify that to 3 over 10. All right, so we'll save that down. We'll put it right here. We'll move on to the next question.